in your car, listen to Newswatch 16 on WKRZ AM 1340. Proud to serve northeastern and central Pennsylvania. This is WNEP 16, the news station. Now, Nolan Johannes, Karen Harch, Chief Meteorologist Tom Clark with his backyard forecast, and Joe Zone on sports. This is the Newswatch 16 update.
Good evening. It's an old story, but it has a new twist tonight.
For months, we've been telling you about dairy farmers who've been trying to get their money from the bankrupt Scheps Cheese plant in Wyoming County. But now, as Night News reporter Dan Fiorucci reports, it's the company that wants money from the farmers.
And we've lost $34,500 so far this year. That's more than you could stand to lose. A lot more.
The last time anyone checked, the Scheps Cheese processing plant owed out some $11 million to bankers and farmers, and it forced dozens of farmers to sell out.
It doesn't seem real that somebody can come in and do that much damage in such short a time.
The story is well known in Pennsylvania. Scheps took milk from some 500 dairy farmers and allegedly never paid them for it. And now the bankrupt company is being sued. Except there's a new twist to the story. Just prior to its bankruptcy, Scheps issued $175,000 in good checks to farmers. Checks the company now says it never should have issued in a state of near bankruptcy. And so now the trustee for the company wants to sue the farmers to try to get that money back.
I think the whole thing from A to Z stinks. It's a mess.
Arden Tewksbury, a farmer's representative, says the Scheps countersuit is ridiculous.
Any penalties to them, and dairy farmers have lost $3.5 million. 150 workers have lost their jobs and 2 or 3 weeks of pay. And the people who helped bring Scheps in here are walking away from them. I don't think it's fair.
Since the whole Scheps affair began, dozens of farmers have been forced to put up for sale signs on their businesses. And that's why farm representatives like Arden Tewksbury say that if Scheps should try to sue them for the good checks that were issued, then they'll take the Scheps trustees to court. Dan Fiorucci, Newswatch 16, Mishaupin.
One brand of cheese popcorn is being taken off the shelves because it's contaminated with the cancer causer EDB. The state said today it found too much of the pesticide in Snyder's of Hanover cheese popcorn. It's packaged in 6-ounce bags and has an expiration date of April 2nd. Again, the EDB recalls of Snyder's of Hanover cheese popcorn in 6-ounce bags expires April 2nd.
The safety of some people in Scranton is threatened tonight. It's because of a shutdown mine flushing project. Newswatch 16's Bob Reynolds reports that it's causing a fight between the city and the federal government.
Dump trucks filled with grimy, sooty comb were the order of business in North Scranton just a few weeks ago. People were up in arms. A mess was being spread over their neighborhood. So Mayor James McNulty stepped in and closed the federal mine flushing project down.
It just been so much quieter and healthier, more peaceful. It's been great.
But the people of this area may pay a price for that peace and quiet. This equipment remains idle, and the federal government says it's costing about $500 a day. A government spokesman also tells me that something must be done, and one of the options it is considering is pulling out of the project altogether. If that happens, the government says hundreds of homes and businesses will be left unprotected from future mine subsidence. Al Ankarani fought the grimy trucks, but knows the mine flushing project is important. He also knows what it's like to live above the mine.
The undermining here should be something done about it. I have vibration from a train way up on Kaiser Avenue at my house. So there has to be something underneath that has to be filled.
The federal government says it's trying to get the problem resolved without pulling the plug on the project, but adds if it can't resolve the problem with the city, it'll make its next move soon. Until then, the people of North Scranton will enjoy the peace and quiet and wait. Bob Reynolds, Newswatch 16, Scranton.
Incidentally, Newswatch 16 tried to reach Scranton Mayor McNulty and others for their side of this story. The mayor did not return our calls. The city attorney's out of town, and we were told the city engineer was not available. He also did not return our call.
Next on Newswatch 16 Update, meteorologist Tom Clark will go out to his backyard to tell us whether the sun will shine tomorrow.
Tom, any sign of the moon out there tonight?
It is. The moon is shining now. The radar behind me is not showing any showers, but will they be back? We'll find out. Stay tuned.
WNEP Spring Fair is back, and it's bigger and better than ever. Make plans now to join us April 27th, 28th, and 29th at the 109th Armory in Kingston. You'll get great bargains on cars, pools, lawn care, hair care, jeans, furniture, sportswear, and much, much more. There'll be great entertainment, all kinds of food, plus you can meet your favorite ABC stars. Bring the whole family to WNEP Spring Fair. Don't miss it.
Oh, it's a nice night out there, and that's where Tom Clark is out in the backyard. Hello there.
Terrific. Hello there. Terrific night. The moon is up in the east, although in certain parts of the viewing area it's cloudy now, but we have a nice clear one overhead. The temperature, it looks like this outside now in the backyard. It's rather soggy with the rain we've had over the past few days. Just a few hundredths on the rain gauge today here. Temperature 45, humidity 73%, the wind is light, and the barometer is rising just a bit. The range in temperature, look at that high this afternoon underneath all that sunshine. 43, the low this morning. Normals 59 and 39, and it was hot on this date back in 1976. 23, the record low set way back in 1908. A shot there of Spruce Street in downtown Scranton this evening, a busy place. This satellite picture just into the Channel 16 Weather Center, hot off the satellite, showing the thunderstorms that moved across eastern Pennsylvania this afternoon. But look out to the west. Beneath these clouds in Ohio and Indiana now, there's a mixture of rain and snow. Wet snow falling, and temperatures are in the 30s. Now, very cold temperatures in the upper atmosphere causing these clouds, and that will be our weather pattern the next few days. Cold air aloft, causing instability and more showers to develop again tomorrow. And it looks like a cold and gray day again on Thursday. But then this stuff here, this clear air, should begin to work its way in as we head into the weekend. Now here's the forecast for the rush hour tomorrow morning. A cold start, temperatures near 40 over the area, and damp as well. I think most places it won't be raining tomorrow morning, but a stray shower cannot be ruled out. About 40 in Clark Summit, Shenandoah near 40, Mountaintop bottoming out at about 39 tomorrow morning. Now tomorrow, more showers developing. An unstable atmosphere. Keep the umbrella handy. About 53 the high in Towanda and in Dunmore. The Poconos in the upper 40s for highs. 56 in Towanda, Danville, and Montoursville, the low 50s. A westerly wind tomorrow at about 12 miles per hour. The Health Watch, resistance to aches and pains average, and the weather may not do a whole lot for your mood, so think positive, as always. Sunrise and sunset coming up there, 5:19 and 6:47. It sets tomorrow. Call it partly cloudy tonight, the low near 40. More showers tomorrow, 53. Only about 48 on Thursday. A cold day, gray skies, showers and sprinkles. Maybe some wet snow for us here in the higher elevations on Thursday. Some sunshine on Friday. Saturday looks very nice, according to the computers. I see a high of about 63 degrees. And boy, Karen and Nolan, do I see a show in the east. There's the moon, and just above it is the reddish planet Mars, and then the next bright star I come to is the planet Saturn.
Ooh, wow. Come out and take a look.
Like time for stargazing.
It's terrific.
We'll be right out.
Okay.
And Tom?
Coming up, the weather takes its toll on today's baseball schedule.
Thank goodness the NBA playoffs are indoors. Joe Zone on the 16 Sports Screen. It'll be next.
Catch the hottest hits in the country on WNEP TV 16. It's America's Top 10. You'll hear the biggest hits performed by the hottest acts on the pop, soul, and country album charts. You'll see the latest music video, and host Casey Kasem will count down the top hits of the week on the Billboard charts. You'll also get the inside scoop from exclusive interviews with the biggest musical groups and solo acts. All this and much more on America's Top 10. Saturday on WNEP TV 16.
Well, it is playoff time, even in the NBA, right?
Right. The hockey guys have been going for a couple of weeks, and now the NBA people are back on as the seasons continue. You want to know who's going to win the NBA championship? You're looking at them, and I'm not talking about the team in the dark uniform. The Boston Celtics, first round of the playoffs, that was Larry Bird, 2 of his 23. Washington stayed close in this one. Rulin scores right here inside. He was patient, got a couple of chances and made it, but Sobers makes it 37-36. Washington with a lead early in the game. Watch Maxwell inside. 2 of his 12 for the Celtics now. Game 1 of their playoffs with Washington. Bird to Henderson, and the Celtics led by 7 at the half. Pretty play. Second half, Robert Parrish inside blocked. Breakfast time, how'd that feel? On the other end, Johnson, 2 for the Celtics. They're up by 13. Bullets came back, fought their way back into the game, but the Celtics get a big night from Kevin McHale off the bench, and they go on to win it tonight by 8 points. McHale inside. Okay, the New York Knicks and the Detroit Pistons got their series going in Detroit. Knicks in blue. King right here on the assist, 2 of his 36. Boy, has he been hot of late. Watch Michael Ray Richardson. There's a steal over the back. They wait now inside. The Knicks trying to get their first win against Detroit in Detroit. 2 more for King. As I said, he had 36. Again, a lot of turnovers in this game. And then they get down to the final seconds. Take a look at it. It'll be a last shot attempt by Detroit. It's 94-93. The Knicks leading. Lambier now will give one last shot at it. Gets up a brick from way out. No good. 94-93. Knicks win it. Let's go to the scoreboard. Take a look at it. Boston and New York. You saw the highlights. They're both winners tonight. Other games. Dallas, Milwaukee won their games in the NBA playoffs. And one other game, Denver, Utah. DH didn't hear. Pascual Perez heard from the commissioner today and wasn't very happy with the news. Commissioner Bowie Kuhn has suspended Perez, convicted of cocaine possession in the Dominican Republic, until May 15th. Perez, one of the Braves' top pitchers last year, can work out with a team. He cannot play, and he will not be paid. The commissioner, by the way, also gave Toronto's Willie Aikens the same May 15th deadline. Well, the Phillies spoiled the home opener for the Pirates today. Mike Schmidt hit his 4th home run of the year. Charles Hudson got his 2nd win. Phillies beat the Pirates 4-1, 35,000 in the cold and rain. See it in Pittsburgh. Gary Carter of the Montreal Expos brought the Mets back to the real world today. This grand slam off starter John Darling gets the Expos rolling to a 10-0 win. The Mets, in first for a week, are now headed the other way. Okay, National League scoreboard. Phillies, Montreal, they both won today. Now you see why they try to play as many games as they can in the South and the West. Postponed. Snow, weather, you name it. L.A. Honeycutt with a nice win there. 5-hitter. San Diego, San Francisco. DH, as I said, didn't hear. Tom Seaver off to a slow start for the White Sox. Conditions not very good today in Milwaukee. Seaver let a couple of wild ones go and got him down on his dupa. This one cost them a run. Brewers get a 6-run six. They beat the White Sox the final 7-3. Scoreboard now. Yankees, Cleveland, Kansas City, Detroit. More postponements on the board tonight. Toronto beat Baltimore 3-2. Texas over Boston 8-4. And Tommy John got his first win of the year for California. Oakland, Seattle, DH, you know it, you're with me. American Cancer Society is holding its 5th annual Ride to Stop Cancer next month. As honorary chairman for this year's race, I'm inviting you to join us Sunday morning, May 5th, for a 25-mile bike ride. We'll start and finish at Dallas High School. Last year we raised over $7,000 through pledges for the Wyoming Valley chapter of the American Cancer Society. For more info, call this society. Okay, Pocono Downs tonight now. The finish of the 4th race, number 1, Oil Empress, number 6, Legionero, and number 3, Bo Studley, and the 4th race, Triple, paid $82.20. Let's go to the Daily Double. Isn't that nice? 6 and 8, $10.40. And the fish forecast for tomorrow at 4 o'clock in the afternoon. It looks outstanding.
And if the weather cooperates, it'll be nice and outstanding.
That's right.
Okay, Phil, thanks a lot. Finally, tonight it's that time of year when we give the Easter Bunny a hand in filling up those baskets.
Jelly beans and colored eggs are okay, but what's an Easter basket without chocolate? Newswatch 16's Marisa Burke gives us a look inside a chocolate factory.
Nothing but a sweet experience every time these women come to work. This is the heart of the Gertie Harch Candy Factory in Dunmore, and the assembly lines are especially busy these 2 days before Easter, the busiest time of year for most candy shops. These buttercream eggs were rolling off the assembly lines when we visited the factory, but it's not only the eggs and chocolate bunnies that fill the Easter baskets anymore. Like other trends, there are also trends when it comes to buying Easter candy.
We brought out a mold that is the space shuttle last year. It
we had it custom made for us, and my, oh my, we went crazy making the thing because it was a trendy item. So I think in chocolate it's just like anything else. You can have things, but there's certainly bedrock sellers that sell year in and year out.
But these customers visiting Harch Candy Shop this day seemed more interested in the traditional eggs and jelly beans. For some, the selection of candy only meant making tough decisions. For others, it wasn't only the candy that intrigued them.
The beautiful display, I think it really makes it feel holiday.
And since there are so many different kinds, and it is Easter time, I thought I'd take a few samples home myself. Marisa Burke, Newswatch 16, Dunmore.
Oh, she brought some for us too. Very good.
Thanks, Marisa.
Good night.
Good night.